everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a video on how I do a galaxy background. So I've printed off this lovely illustration by Mariola Budek. She just released this onto her Etsy store a couple of days ago. It's super pretty. I love all this tattoo down here, it's just gorgeous. But today's video is how I do a galaxy background. So I'm doing this for one of the prompts on Clone Chat with Sammy's Checklist Challenge. So if you're struggling with this one, or if you're wondering how you can create a nice one, this is just how I do mine. So I'm going to give it a bash. I've just put some tape around the outside of my image just so that I've got a nice border on it. You don't have to do that, it's just me being a bit fancy. So I'm using a basic set of soft pastel chalks for this, so nothing special, just these ones I've had for ages. And as you can see, it's a really limited colour palette. I've just got some on here. A really limited colour palette, and obviously I'm going to mix some of these colours to get the colours that I want. So I really needed a purple, so I'm going to mix the red and blue to get a nice purple blend. I'm going to mix the red and the white to get a nice pink blend, and then we can get going. So this is how I mix my soft pastels if you do not have the colours you need, if you have something so basic like me. So I'm firstly going to mix the red and the blue together. So I'm just going to get the chalk pastel. You can use a craft knife or any knife. I use this for all my soft pastel chalking now. This is a very old knife that my little toddlers used to use. They obviously don't use it now. So you just scrape in, and you can see that that's giving the pencil dust, the chalk dust, and it's putting it on that page. And then you just keep adding red until you're happy with the sort of shade of purple that you've created. It can get quite messy. I do have some baby wipes around me, I think, somewhere. I hope I do, else I'm going to get it everywhere. So I'm just going to lay a bit down at first, and then I'm just going to get a Q-tip this side of me. So just using a Q-tip, I'm going to mix it up and see how purple we've got this so far. I don't think it's going to... oh, it might be. It might be the shade I want. But I'm going to swatch it out in a minute when I've got it all together. See, it's going into this lovely colour. Then this is a scrap piece of paper. I'm just going to test it. Yeah, that's a really lovely one actually. I just need to perhaps blend it in a little bit better. So I'm still getting little hints of red coming through by the self. Smush it all in a bit more and try there. I'm going to add a tiny bit more blue to make it a little bit darker. So grab my blue back, just a touch, mix it back up again. You just play around until you get the colour that you want. So let's see. Yeah, that's better. So that's my purple. And in the same way, I'm going to mix a pink, but I'm going to mix it onto here so it doesn't get mixed up with my purple that I've created on the other page. So I'm going to pop some red down. I'm going to make quite a bit up of this one because I want to use quite a bit of pink. I'm going to have quite a bit of pink in this galaxy background. That's a car beeping outside my house, not for me. And the white. I'm going to add quite a bit of white to this. Let's just give it a mix and see what that's looking like. Yep. Lots more white yet. going all over me. It's going to be covered by the end of this video. But I thought it'd be quite nice to show you how I mix my colours. If you've only got a limited palette, if you've got a simple one like me and you've not got the full range of pastel chalks, it's nice to just see how to mix them. I'm going to put a touch more in. I am covered. That's nice. That's looking nice now, because I do want it to still have that punchiness to it. I don't want it to be a pale pink, I do want it to be a bright. So it'll do. Now just to the sides that I'm going to be using some black. So I'm going to put my black over here. I don't need to mix it with anything, and I'm only using a little bit, so I'm just going to pop that there. I'm also going to be using a bit of this colour. Now this is, how would you describe this colour, but I'm only going to be using a touch of it. You don't have to use this colour, so don't worry if you've not got this colour in your sets. I will only be putting the absolute minimal on. So I'm going to start with that at first and see how we get on. Let me just put a bit of pale blue there, because I might use a bit of that, and then I might use a bit of this blue on its own, which I'll just pop there. But I've got all these colours at the side of me, and then I have got lots of Q-tips. So I'm just going to wipe my hands off somewhere a little bit. Oh no, I've not got those baby wipes I thought I had. So I'm going to move this to the side of me, and then hopefully we won't get any on the image, because I'm such a klutz. Such a klutz. Oh my days, please, 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 don't breathe. Don't breathe, don't breathe. Right, so I'm going to start off with black. And I'm going to be quite careful with this one, but I am just going to dip my Q-tip into it, and I'm going to start on the edge with the black. I think it might be better actually to use something larger than a Q-tip. I'm going to go and get a cotton pad, and then I'll be right back. Yay, so I'm back with my cotton wool pads from my local supermarket. So we've all seen these before, we all know what they're like. So yeah, I'm going to use one of these instead. This will be better hopefully. So I'm going to dip it in the black. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. And I'm just going to go on the edges with this. If any goes onto the image, I can erase it with my kneadable eraser, so you don't need to panic about that. And I'm going to go in this top corner as well. So it's really easy to blend these with a cotton wool pad. Really easy. So I'm just going to go a bit on the bottom here as well, if I can get you in frame. Not missing these little sections here. And here. Trying not to put my hands on the page because I've got it all over my fingers. I'm going to put a bit along this bottom bit here. Don't forget, if it goes on the image we can erase it. That's where your Q-tip might come in more handy, more useful. Down in the little areas. Give it a little blow off, bring you back in. So now I'm going to go in with the purple. I'm going to get myself a fresh cotton pad, and I'm going to dip into the purple that we made, which is here. I'm just going to blend from the black out. Some really nice apologise if my hand goes over a little bit. This looks nice already just on its own as a little moody background almost, doesn't it? If you know what I mean. Let's pull you up where we get the bottom half. We'll put a bit along this bottom just so it's not plain black. It's only gonna come through as a little pop of colour. And then a tiny bit here. Here. Oh, I love it already. Love it. Right, I'm gonna go in now with a bit of the blue, only a tiny bit, so I'll bring you back down. So let's just see, a tiny bit of the blue just on its own, this blue here. So that's what it looks like. And I'm gonna really carefully just on the edge, almost. If you can hear something squeaking, it's my chair on the table. I promise I'm not being rude. Right, come in on this side. Don't worry about her hair, I can erase that. Just gone over her hair a little bit, it's fine. It's totally fine. Put a tiny bit down here. Am I still in frame, guys? I'm the worst at coming out of frame. Now I'm just going to bring a bit more of it up here. Perhaps that's that colour. Now I'm going to go in with a tiny bit of the light blue. So if you remember, we put a tiny bit of this lighter blue here. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of that, just casually working it in a little bit. It's a really lovely colour, that one. And then this is where the pop of pink's going to come in. So I might go a bit crazy on the pink, we'll see. We'll see. It might not show up on top of it all what we've put down already, but we'll see. So let's go in with the pink and let's go a bit crazy with the pink. So all here, we love a bit of pink. I'm going to put a bit at the top here. There we go. I'm going to blow this dust away to the side of me, so 1 second. Now the only thing that I'm not happy about this with is that the black that I've put down isn't as black as I want it. So I am actually going to go straight from the chalk pastel directly onto the page and see if we can get it a bit darker. blend in with my cotton pad again. Oh, I'm drawing on the edge of there as well. It's gone a bit darker, hasn't it? It's gone a bit darker. The only thing I don't like about going directly onto the page with it is that you get a harsh line if you're not careful, which I am getting a little bit of, where it's just not blending very easily. Hopefully it'll be okay. So I'm going to put a bit more down here. Probably drawing all over my desk in this process. See, when you go directly onto the page, it grips on and it doesn't blend in very well. But it is getting a bit darker, the depth that I wanted. I'm just going to put a bit more of this blue here. And then pink. Go back in with the black on this side. So that is a bit better now. Pull it up when I get the bottom bit. Bit purple in there. Right, I'm going to get a clean one and just go back over with a bit more purple, sorry, and a bit more pink. Back in with my pink, and then we're done with the soft pastels. You'll be happy to know. It's very messy work, but I love it. I love the whole vibe of it. It looks quite moody. It sort of goes with the image, it goes with the tattoos and everything. Now, I'm not calling people with tattoos moody because I have tattoos. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. Now, I am... Oh, my hands, look at my hands. Oh, look at that. I'm going to blow this page off. Right, and anywhere you've gone over, you can see it's gone over the hair. If you've not already got one of these kneadable erasers, you need to get yourself one. They're absolutely brilliant if you're working with soft pastels, because it brings it off so easily. This is a Faber-Castell one, only £2 off Amazon, really cheap. So I'm just going to really quickly whiz over. So you can see you barely need to touch the page and it just comes off. Wherever you've been, oh, I didn't want to go over that bit. I didn't want to erase my background. But yeah, you can just, I might leave that bit in, but just go where you didn't want to put it on some of the hair. Let me bring my illustration up in a minute. Bring the illustration up, just go over that bit of a shoulder that I didn't want to go over. Tidy up the bottom bit a little bit. I'm thinking of doing her a lovely blue hair, which will be fun. but that's going to be in my own time probably. Just going to get my cotton wool pad and just blend that where I've just accidentally erased it. I'm being a bit sloppy today. I'm being a bit sloppy. I am. Let's get that up there. Right, so that's the base down. And I'm going to bring in some white acrylic paint now, splattered over the top. So I've got some water because I am going to water it down. The acrylic paint that I'm using is this by Decor Americana. It's my most favourite one for this. And I'm going to, whoops, just put a bit down on my palette. So I'm going to put it on here. Only a little bit, maybe too much there actually. I'm going to get a really small old little brush that I flick with, but first to add the water to this to water it down. Then it will go down easier. It will flick better onto your page. Let's give that a mix. So you can see that's gone quite loose. Mix it all well. And I'm just going to move my beautiful doggy out the way. I don't want to splat paint on him, do I? Definitely don't want to splat paint on him. If you've not already seen that, there is a video I've put up of me doing that pan pastel portrait. So I am going to zoom out a little bit so you can see a bit more of this page. Is that better? Can you see all of the page now? Let me move that out the way a little bit. I think we're in. You can see all the chaos now. So I am just going to flick some splats over the page, which is going to be fun. I'll try and cover it up, but not too worried. But you can just have fun with this. Really fun. Look at those splatters. Try and get some down here, but I don't want, I have gone over the hair. Wipe it off. If you're quick, you can just wipe it away. I love when you do this, how it creates those lines as well. That's what I like. It almost looks like a, is it a constellation? Oh, don't laugh at me. Constellation of stars? Is that what it's called? But you can see, it's super cool. I love it. I love it. I did want to get a few down here, but I'm not giving myself much room and it's going to end up going on the image. Let me just try and carefully get that off. I should have used some masking fluid, shouldn't I, to protect the image. I love it. I love it. Right, I'm going to leave it at that because, oh, there we go. I will go overboard. In fact, I'm going to put a bit more in the blackest areas. I see, once you start, you just can't stop. You just have to carry on and on and on. And on and on and on. So I'm going to remove all my masking tape now. Look at that. I'm the messiest person ever. Like, I'm just messy. So I would normally wait for this to dry, but I'm just going to whip it off. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, she says. She says, fingers crossed. So I did only put a little thin border on this one. I didn't do the full width of the tape. I just did a little thin one. I thought that'd be quite nice on the image. Whoops, don't be doing that, Kirsty, don't be doing that. I'm so messy when it comes to things, but it's fun, isn't it? It's fun. So let me move my paper. And there we go. I think that's super cool. And I've put that lovely little border in. Look at that, how cool is that? I love it. Excuse my messy desk, but you know, soft pastels, they do go everywhere. But I love it. If I did it again, I'd have probably tried to get some more blue in. I think I sort of covered up some of my blues and purples, which, you know, if I did it again, I'd try to get a bit more of that into the image. But I love it. Look at it, I love it. So I can't wait to colour this page. I hope you enjoyed watching how I create my galaxy backgrounds. Please do hit the thumbs up on the down below, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching everyone. Bye bye.